Good afternoon from BMW and Porsche of Ocala. I'm Scotty, one of the Porsche product geniuses over here. And today we thought we'd do a little special video about two of these lovely cars that we have in front of us over here. Today in front of us we have two 2018 Panameras. Both of them are also going to be certified pre-owned. So on top of the 4-year 50,000 mile warranty that you get as standard with these cars, them both being certified gives you an additional 2 years and unlimited mileage on that warranty. So these cars are going to be incredibly great in value, especially for how long you can drive without any worry in the world. Now in front of us, this Panamera 4, and right over here in the silver, this one's going to be a Panamera 4S. And we're going to go ahead and start off with the Panamera 4 in front of us. Now the Panamera 4 is going to be the all-wheel drive variant of the Panamera, and this is going to be powered by a 3.0 liter V6 turbocharged engine. It generates about 330 horsepower and about 331 pound-feet of torque. So a very nice vehicle. And of course, this was just all refreshed for 2018, and this absolutely gorgeous body style, of course. And that was some of the issue that some people had with the previous Panamera. It was an amazing driving car, but some people were a little turned away from the styling, and this car truly fixes that. Now, the exterior of this car is going to be finished in a beautiful and Florida-friendly white, and is also going to be equipped with the 21-inch Porsche exclusive Panamera design wheels. Very sharp. And we'll go ahead and dive right into some of the options of this vehicle. And we can see from the front of this car that we do have the PDLS headlamps. So those give us those 4-dot LED matrix design in the front right there. Really sharp, and they also turn to 15 degrees as you're heading along a dark country road. It's a very useful feature to have, especially if you live on like a darker area or you like taking like some trips at night with the family. It always helps to keep everyone safe with better vision, of course. Now the real reason we wanted to do a video on this car is since it is a certified pre-owned, this car stickered for about $105,000. We can see that about $105,720 right there. And right now we actually have it going for $82,230. So even that we have right over here with all of our options, we even discounted it further from this point, and that does include that extra warranty as well. And we can see some of the other options that this vehicle has. Of course, we do have the power sunshades, those 21-inch wheels, the seat ventilation in the front, which that's going to be part of the Premium Package Plus. Same thing with the 14-way power seats and those PDLS headlamps that we mentioned earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the options this car has. So we are able to unlock or lock the door without even pulling out the key. And as we come on inside, we do see those 14-way power seats with a beautiful interior in black. I'm getting a lot of glare, so we might head on over to the driver's side. And one thing I didn't notice initially is that these windows are in fact already tinted, so that's always a nice thing to have, especially here in Florida. So we do see those 14-way power seats and of course the perforated leather sports seats. Very nice. And as we head on in, well, I greeted with the all-new redesigned interior, of course, for this generation of Panamera. Very sharp, of course, beautiful lines. Even nice stitching accenting the dash up here. Of course, little analog clock at the top. As we come inside, we do see our infotainment system right over here. That can be either controlled by touchscreen or by, of course, the little interactive pads right over here. So if I want to go to my navigation, which Panameras do come standard with, we can just click just like that. And even if I want to have media over here, and navigation over here, maybe you want to keep everyone entertained, but you still want to know where you're going on that family road trip, well, you got it with no issues at all. You can also change between all the different items, and we can see this car even has the night view assist, or the night vision. So this is very useful, once again, especially along those dark country roads where the headlight come into play. This is able to detect even things that you can't see. So this will look for animals such as deer and even pedestrians on a dark area. Maybe a person's trying to cross the road while wearing darker colors. This will pick them up even if you don't. So it's pretty cool. And right now you can see, of course, the white shapes of the cars in front of us. And you can see even the difference of the heat signature. So it's really cool of a feature to have. Of course, we do have our centralized, of course, tachometer right there from Porsche. It's very traditional, of course. A lot of our media controls on the left-hand side for volume for the radio and such. Automatic headlights, as you'd expect to find on the car. And, of course, our high beams and automatic windshield wipers. And we'll go ahead and dive right into some of the other things that we'll see over here. Of course, here's our driving modes. So the suspension of this car is truly wonderful. Really an amazing driving car. So when you put the car in a sport mode, the throttle is going to sharpen up, the exhaust is going to get a little louder. And it changes the whole driving dynamics of the vehicle, even downshifts the transmission. As you can see, it puts the chassis into sport mode, so it sharpens up the dampeners of the car and really changes the whole driving dynamics as well. And we can even manually control the spoiler if we wish to, but it really just sharpens up the car as a whole, really makes it really nice and sharp, and makes it truly drive like a Porsche. But then if you want to have a more comfortable ride, we can put it in normal, and the car just handles so nicely with no issues at all. Pretty darn cool stuff. So, one thing we also want to take a look at is some of the other luxury aspects. If we look at the top over here, we do have two moonroofs on this vehicle. Of course, one for the front and one for the rear of the vehicle. We have our garage door clickers over here at the top, as you'd expect to find. Of course, heated and ventilated seats because we do have the premium package. We also have the Bose surround sound stereo system right over here. And next we're going to go ahead and take a look at the back seats and then the trunk here in just a moment. As we hop into the back seats, even with the front seat is back, and if you've seen some of my videos, you know I like to put these seats really far back to help with filming angles. But you can see I still have plenty of legroom. The seats are nicely supported. I really love these seats because they hold you in so nicely. So if you're even wanting to take a nap back here, you're not going to roll off to the side or anything and bonk your head on somebody that's not paying attention so much. Very nice. We do have our vents back here as well as our moonroof controls, and heated rear seats as well. Those are cup holders back over here, so you don't have to worry about spilling drinks while taking those country roads. Do a little pan around again. Of course, piano black trim, very sharp. 8-speed automatic transmission. I should have mentioned a double clutch transmission as well. They're even starting to transition to that transmission as well in the new 911s. We did mention the power rear sunshades. We can activate those just like that. You know what? Let's raise them both up so we can see the difference. So I'm going to close all the rear sunshades there and close that moonroof, and you'll see how much this environment changes back here. I mean, it's easily, if I could give it a percentage, I would say like 30 to 40% darker just by closing these three main blinds right here. So really cool. Once again, very helpful for somebody maybe trying to take a nap in the back, or you're trying to keep some pets or somebody happy back there. Of course, that beautiful rear end, that single-piece design taillight. This was the first one that really started going back to that single-piece design that we saw in the 993 Porsche 911s. Of course, backup camera, so we can see right here. Of course, an absolutely massive trunk space, and we can even adjust how high this trunk opens. So if you do have a low garage, or maybe you're a little on the shorter side, you don't have to worry. This car can accommodate you without any issue. A very wide trunk as well, so no issues fitting a set of golf clubs in there. Getting a lot of glare from that lovely Florida sun today. The seats do fold down if you do need that extra cargo space as well, and the privacy screen can be removed in case you do need any vertical space. So we'll go ahead and close this little bugger right here. Do a little walk around before we move on to the Panamera 4S. Very sharp car. Now we're going to transition over into this one right over here. Now this is the 4S. So of course this one's still going to be all-wheel drive just like this white one right over here, but this one being the S variant, of course, is going to give us the 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6. That's going to give us about 440 horsepower and about 406 pound-feet of torque. So it's quite a jump in horsepower. So if you are looking for a little more sporty of a drive as well, a little more performance oriented, then this is the one for you right here. Now this car started off with an MSRP of about $131,650 and is currently listed for about $106,890. So once again, another massive discount there. And just as mentioned before, this is also a certified pre-owned vehicle. Now the white car has about 10,000 miles. Well, this car has 219. So this one is literally practically brand new, but it is certified. So this one, we do see those PDLS headlamps that we were mentioning before on the other vehicle. So these do turn to 15 degrees as well. So very nice for this dark country road. We have the Spider RS design wheel package, of course. Very sharp and also 21-inch front and rear. Of course, the exterior of this car is going to be finished in a Dolomite silver. Once again, another very friendly, Florida-friendly color. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this option list because it's quite expansive on this car. So we do see the Dolomite Silver, those 21-inch Sport Design wheel package, 4-zone climate control. But there's one very important that I wanted to take a look at, the Assistance package, Premium package, and Sport package. So this car really does have literally all the goodies you could ever want on a Panamera on here. We also just have little accenting, of course. The window trim and side gloss is in black. Very sharp. But let's go ahead and talk about the Assistance package first of all. Now the Assistance package is going to give me, well, as it sounds like, all the safety assistance of the vehicle that's even available to be offered. So as we come inside the car, we look on the left-hand side over here, and I'm actually going to head to the menu so I can show that in just a moment. So if I head to Assistant, and I turn off Lane Change Assist and turn it back on, we'll see that blind spot assistant light up. Now, the Porsche calls that Lane Change Assistant. And we can see all the other safety systems that we do have on the car. So we have the Surround Assistant, which is activating everything around the vehicle. We have Traffic Jam Assistant, which works in conjunction with Active Cruise Control, which this car does have. So not only does this speed up, like lock in your speed at 70 miles an hour, but if somebody gets in front of you doing, let's say, 65, it'll automatically slow you down to that car's speed, and then once they're out of the way, it'll speed you right back up. So it just takes a lot of the strain off of driving on long trips. And of course, the Traffic Jam Assistant, if you get into a traffic jam, it does all the minor steering adjustments as well as brake and throttle for you, and you just sit back and just rest your hand on the steering wheel and you'll be all good to go. This car also has night view assist, as the other one does. So once again, if you're trying to locate, like you're going along a dark country road, you don't have the best visibility, maybe it's a little stormy out or foggy a little bit, well, this car can help you there. We can even see the exhaust pipes of the car, of course, lighting up there. But this will spot pedestrians, of course, and other animals and things like that, and alert you whether you can see them or not. Porsche Active Save, of course, is going to be the anti-crash system on the vehicle. The lane keep assist. Now that's actually the steering assistant for you to help you keep in the lane while you're on the highway. So as opposed to letting you drift out and then just vibrate or give you like a little beep, this car will actually try to steer you back into the lane. And now, as we mentioned, we do have, of course, the lane change assist, which is Porsche's way of calling blind spot. Going from there, we're going to have something a little more. Now, I like showing off stuff, so we're going to show off the engine bay here in just a little second here. But I want to talk about the Sport package. Now, the Sport package is going to give me a lot of really cool things. So as I come into car over here, not only do we have a Sport mode and normal mode, we also have Sport Plus. And that means we're going to have the Sports Chrono package. So right now we're in normal, Sport, throttle is going to sharpen up, exhaust is going to get a little louder, steering heavier, a little more responsive, changes the whole driving dynamics of the car. And then we also have Sport Plus. Now, Sport Plus, because this car has a Sport package, we also have the air suspension, 2-axle air suspension. So we'll lower the car, a little more stable, stiffens, of course, the dampening system of the car. We also have sports exhaust due to that Sport package, so the exhaust is even louder than before. And this thing just sounds absolutely lovely. If you ever hear this thing in person, you got to stop on by and hear this. Very cool car. Of course, we can't activate the spoiler as we did before. But we also have a little hidden button right in here, besides the individual. And that's going to be the Sport Response button. Now, when you hit this one, let's say you're doing 70 on the highway and you got to pass somebody, it gives you 20 seconds of instant response to, of course, to go up to a safe speed of only 75 or so. But this car really gives you 20 seconds of instantaneous response from the engine, either if you want to take off quickly from a light, pass somebody on the highway, or just want to just have a little bit of fun for a bit. You can hit that and you can even cancel it at any time just by hitting it again. Really cool. Coming from there, as we did mention in the other vehicle, of course, navigation is standard as well. This car has a very nice interior as well. Same piano black trim. Of course, heated and ventilated seats, as is the same as the other car. Now, the other vehicle, wonderful system. This car has the 2-zone climate control over here, but we also have the extra 2 in the back, which we're going to take a look at in just a second over here. As we start mentioning, of course, some of the other things about the premium package. As we mentioned in this car, we do have the Bose surround sound stereo system, automatic headlights, automatic windshield wipers, those PDLS headlamps, heated and ventilated seats, those beautiful twin moon roofs. Well, we'll go ahead and head into the back seat and just show some of the differences. Now, as we head into the back over here, of course, we can cycle through everything. We can change our climate control to diffuse. Those little vents right here are all electronically controlled. I don't know if you saw that when I turned these on, but I can adjust this with just all electronically. But typically I just hit diffuse and let it do its thing. You can see we do have the 4-zone climate control as opposed to just a 2-zone. We still have our heated seats on both sides. Of course, I can control the moonroof from back here as well. Still the same, absolutely massive amounts of legroom. No issues at all with space. Do have those 2 cup holders back over here. Of course, this is just a little ashtray sitting in here in the meantime. Very nice. Do my little pan around over here. Now, I did pop the engine bay. We are going to take a look at that in just a moment, just to really show how awesome this car is. Let's go ahead. There we are. Give it a good yank. It's a nice picture right there. And you can tell if a car has the air suspension with just looking at it. If you lift up the engine bay, you'll see on the left-hand side, or I should say the passenger side, has a green little wire right there. On the driver's side, we have like the little orange one. That's going to be the air lines for the air suspension. Of course, the little electrodes for the dampener system. But this is going to be the 2.9-liter V6 twin turbo. Absolutely amazing motor. They mount the turbos in between the cylinder banks. Of course, this really help out with a lot of different things, such as maintaining heat as close to the engine as possible and not actually making it bleed, of course, into the intake system for the air boxes or anything like that. Of course, heat soak is definitely not a good thing, especially here in Florida. Of course, we come to the back, we see the sports tailpipes in black, so we have the quad tip exhaust. We have our spoiler up right now, that single piece design tail light. We'll go ahead and pop the trunk on this one too. Once again, that same amazing cargo space. Very nice. Seats still do fold down. The privacy screen can still be removed. So plenty of space for family road trips. No issues at all. We'll go ahead and close that up. Now, as mentioned, currently this car is sitting at about $106,890. So we do have a pretty darn discounted. We want to make sure we don't miss any options on the vehicle. So we do have the seat heating front and rear. Rear axle steering. See, we almost forgot one of the best ones. So at low speeds, the rear axle will actually turn up to 3 degrees in the opposite direction to get you a better turn-in response. From a vehicle this size, it really makes a huge difference. But when you're on the highway going high speed, they turn in the same direction to actually simulate a longer wheelbase to give you more stability. So it really just changes the whole driving dynamics of the vehicle once again, and it's really darn nice, especially taking tight corners and such. Of course, we do mention we also have the active cruise control. Now, InnoDrive can actually adapt to the speed limits of the road automatically. So, and it also works in conjunction with your guidance system. So if you say, okay, well, I got to take a right-hand turn over here, and when you start approaching that right-hand turn, it'll automatically slow you down. It's really darn cool to see. We got ambient lighting. We'll just take a look at it in just a moment. It's a little bright, so we may not be able to see it too well. Now, to see the ambient lighting, at least the car simulates what it'll look like. So if I come over here to control, we can see we can change the lighting between a lot of different colors. Really sharp here. So we have a cold white, even a lemon green, Atlantis blue, topaz blue, which is almost like a purple, poppy red, dark orange, and then my favorite is the warm white. We can even adjust the brightness of it all, of course. Very sharp. Let's see if I can see it. You can just see it a little bit. It's just a little too bright out. Very sharp. Of course, our Bluetooth controls on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. Very sharp. But if you do have any questions about these two amazing cars, please feel free to contact us. We'll get these both in the same shot here. That looks great. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We are always happy to get all your questions answered and taken care of. Other than that, we do look forward to hearing from you and hope you're having a great day. Take care. Bye.